Welcome back to Final Fantasy 1. Starring the four Karate Boys. A lot has happened since the last video that actually got uploaded. As you can see, they're very strong level now. We're masters. I don't even remember what the last video was. I'm at the end of the game. We're going to go do the final dungeon now. And I have a lot to say about this final dungeon because it was a bitch. I'll just say in general about this game right now. First, to get everyone up to speed, what happened was I did a lot of recording for the sea shrine or the water shrine, whatever, the underwater cave where you go to fight the Kraken. I did a lot of recording for the Sky Fortress where you fight Tiamat and get the last two crystals, you know? You get the one in the underwater, you get the one in the sky. And both times my footage was corrupt when I tried to edit the video. So it was all lost because I didn't make extra save files. So I ended up just kind of skipping ahead and trying to beat the game. And that put me here, finally. Last dungeon, Temple of Chaos. We're going to go back in time using our 4 crystals. These 5 bats are apparently like Sky Warriors that got turned into bats. For some reason they give you some lore. We're not going to bother with that. 4 crystals later, the black crystal. You will travel 2,000 years back in time. And that's what we're going to do. I've done a lot of grinding with this team now to get them to this level. I killed Warmech. I did everything that you can really do in the game. I got all kinds of crap. Went back to the water shrine and stuff several times, other places, just to grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. Because this last dungeon with this team in this version of the game is torture. I've compared it. I'm going to stop here to talk a bit about this dungeon. I've compared running this dungeon with this team in this version to like playing a Souls game, like playing Dark Souls. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you look at this team, right? They're strong. They can win any fight against anything in this game, hands down. They don't lose. Where they're weak is because they get worn down over time by random enemies, and because they don't have magic. See, you know, no magic, these boys. All they can do is fight. The other thing that makes this difficult is that you don't have any healing items you can use in dungeons in this version other than potions. And you only have 99, and they restore, as it says, a little HP. You have healing staves, and I think there's a healing helm that you can use in battle that will heal you like for 20 HP a piece, like just like using a potion on everybody. But it's garbage. It's a waste of your turn in battle, and you're never going to really do it because you need all 4 of these guys in this last dungeon to be attacking. There are no Phoenix Downs, as I think I've discussed before in this version. So if one of these guys dies, they're dead. I've now beaten this dungeon twice with this team, so this should go pretty smooth. They are strong enough to do it, as long as we don't get really unlucky. But yeah, it's like a Souls game, because if you don't go the right way, your reward for going the wrong way in this game is that you just get in more fights. You want to know exactly where you're going if you're playing with this team. And it's first, you go down, you go right, and we've already got our first encounter. The encounter rate's really high. Okay, Chimeras. It's a lot of luck, too, because you run into enemies that can either like just destroy your party, or you run into enemies like this. As you can see, this team does absurd damage now. Like, we're dishing out nearly 2k, and like that's like final boss HP is like 2 or 3k in this version. I'm not even sure what. But you need to know exactly where you're going, because you cannot waste any potions or any like encounters. And you want to get lucky, like, oh, see, we're about to make it through this floor with only 1 encounter. And this is what I was afraid of. The other thing you want to do is spread your attacks out, because you can one-shot any enemy. There's no sense in dogpiling on one, and you don't ever know who's going to attack first. So you just want to make sure that you have one of them attacking like one of everything. Like, the goal would be to not get hit by any of these ice storms, because it really does a lot of damage. Not a lot. They're at a point now, this team, where they can kind of take that and not be terribly bothered. But when I first came here, it was doing like 100 damage a go, and that just added up so fast. So there's a lot of little random things about this game where you don't, at least this dungeon really, where you don't want to mess up at all. And like, wandering around the Temple of Chaos with a team that can't survive for very long is going to get you killed. So you go right here, You go to these stairs. And see, they're already messed up by taking a few extra steps. This is the hardest floor, in my opinion. There are wizards here, and they might drop one of my guys dead in one go. And the first time I beat this game, if you follow me on the Twitter, you'll see that I went into the last fight with Chaos with only 3 party members alive. And it works. You can win with 3 party members. You could probably win with 2 party members if they're at full health, to be perfectly honest. Because Chaos doesn't do that much damage. If you can get them to full health, he doesn't do a lot. Like, he's not gonna wear you down. But I beat it with 3 people, and then the other time I beat it, all 4 survived to the end. Which it's easier with 4 for sure, because you're gonna get through all random encounters faster. As you see here, I'm splitting attacks up because I don't know who's gonna attack first, and it's luck. You wanna hope you hit the right people before they get an attack off. And right now, I'm not doing swell so far. We're getting hit a lot. But if we can just get through this floor without incident. Shit. See how high the attack or the encounter rate is? Green dragons are not too bad. So you split your attacks up between them. Okay, we didn't have to take a... Okay, let's see, this is what you want. You want to attack ones before they get an attack off. But speed, it doesn't affect turns in this game, as far as I can tell. Because you can go fight goblins at level 50, and sometimes they'll get the jump on you. I just want to heal up a little bit. Just do a couple. As you can see, healing, like, the potions are worthless. It's like just to keep you chugging along. Here you want to go all the way down here, turn right, move right past that room. Green dragons again. These have a party-wide attack that hopefully I'm not going to have to take because it's a lot of damage that... Okay, good. That's the key, is getting lucky and not having to take party-wide attacks, which a lot of enemies in this dungeon have. Okay, and you go up here. This is like the only time I'm going to have like a guide philosophy. Okay, this Death Eye is the one that killed Tang the first game through, or the first time I beat it, because he has an instant death attack, and he just happened to kill the one guy who isn't protected by a protect ring from instant death. Run up here, ignore those treasure chests because they're worthless, especially if you're running this team. Use your loot. There's no treasure in this dungeon that's worth it, except for the Masamune. And that's only if you're running a team that can use the Masamune. This team can't. So I don't have to waste time in Tiamat's floor getting it. I can just go straight to Tiamat. And it's good to do that. So now we're not in the clear because there's still a lot of dungeon left. But we're in better shape because we got past the wizard floor without having to fight any wizards. Okay, here you go down here, go to the left. And this is another one of those floors where, like, if you go wrong, you're gonna go to a lot of dead ends and you're gonna waste a lot of time and a lot of your potions just trying to stay alive. Punch these zombies. It was fun the first few times, just trying to get through and figure out, oh wow, okay, we're gonna fight before you're taking a step. Trying to figure out the right route, but it's so like, it just wears you down. It's really, really frustrating after a first few deaths. And I definitely think I tried to tackle the goal. I've been using that NES guide as like my my guide, I guess, for what levels I should be. And in that, he said he beat the last boss at level 26. So I went in here at like level 30 or so after beating up Tiamat, thinking I was going to be fine. And I wasn't. It was a big mistake. Okay, these guys, you actually can fight. I didn't fight them for a long time. But you can do damage. I'm going to have one of them run, just in case. You want to kind of use your magic on them. Yeah, that's not good. The fire staff, the mage staff is good. And then you can... Okay, we ran away. That's fine. I didn't want to fight him anyway. And you go up here, straight up. Don't worry about anything else, because you don't need anything else. And you go to these stairs immediately. You don't have Tang attack someone else, whatever. Good work, boys. Okay, get to the stairs. Now you're back on first floor. And we're doing really well. Now you just want to go here, go left, all the way. Don't go down there at all. Just keep running to the left and you'll find your next stairs. And this is kind of what I mean by it being like a Souls game, where wrong turns, like it doesn't get you instantly killed or like put into a really bad fight with like enemies you're not prepared for, or like jumped by something. You just get worn down. And unlike a lot of other FFs where death is not a big deal, death in FF1 in old versions like this is an old version, but this is like close to the NES version in terms of like items and magic and everything. Death is bad in a dungeon. Like you don't get revived. If I had a white mage, it'd be different. I could use like life 2 and be perfectly okay. But with this team, you're basically playing a Dark Souls game in this dungeon. Okay, now we are on the Earth floor, where we'll fight the Lich and other Earth-themed enemies. It's not a terribly difficult floor, but again, you want to split your attacks up, so you hopefully don't have to eat a lot of those. And we attack the wrong one first, which sucks. And again, that's just part of this game is luck on who attacks what first. And that's why you want to spread your attacks and just hope you get lucky. Because if you all dogpile, and then, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work as well. You want to spread your attack out. And I'll show you more of that on the coming floors about strategically attacking. You get up here, run all the way to the right. Ignore that upper left corner. There's nothing there for you. This just gives you the best chance of getting out of a fight unscathed, which is what you need to do. The nice thing is, if you can get past Tiamat with some potions left, you can easily like stock up or heal yourself up and be good to go for Chaos. And that's the only reason I was able to beat it the first time, so I snuck by Tiamat and I was able to heal up to full, because there's no enemies on the last floor except for Chaos. And see, that's the kind of hits you don't want to have to soak. But yeah, if you have a team of 4 black belts, right around level 40, I'm 43, 44 now, and I'll be 45, I think, by the time we clear this game. That's about where you want to be. And you'll kind of steamroll the last dungeon. These Earth Medusas are nothing to worry about. They don't do damage, and if they petrify the one guy who's not protected, you can just bring him back. It's no big deal. And most of your guys should have ribbons, so you'll be fine. Something else interesting about armor and ribbons and things, if you look at these guys' defense values right now, I think Tang actually has the highest defense because he's not wearing any armor, but he takes more damage from things than anyone else does. Like magic attacks really fuck him up, whereas the other 3 are okay. And you'll see that in the Chaos fight if everyone lives to see it. And that's a worthless attack. So I don't know how the game really calculates defense, because obviously it's not truly represented by the defense number. I'm going to check that out right now, actually. You can see defense 43, 33, 33, 43. So Tang and Chosen, who has the only diamond armlet, should be the same, but they're not. And then you get here, go straight down. I can't state enough how important it is to know exactly where you're going in this dungeon with this team. Like every false step puts you in danger of having to just do another fight, which just decreases your chances by that tiny little bit more of making it to the end alive. Okay, and then right here, you go down to these stairs and you're gonna fight Chaos right here. Not Chaos, Lich. The Lich is a joke. But he can cast Flare, which will hurt you, but this should kill him. He's dead. 1 boss down. The first time I got to Chaos, I died to Chaos, partly because the Lich fired off a Flare that made me waste a ton of potions. But if you're lucky, you'll get one of your 4 attacks off before he gets his 1 chance at Flare. Go down. Now you're on the fire floor. The first time I got this far, I was really confused. I didn't see where I was supposed to go, and I wasted, I would say, at least a half an hour wandering around, checking every little corner before the very obvious door presented itself to me. if you know what to do and go straight away, this is the easiest floor in the whole place, in my opinion. At least for this team. Go here, here. This is about all you fight here. You want to focus everything on Fire Gigas, because the Fire Lizards do weak damage, or they just do like a little like fire attack that doesn't do shit. Fire Gigas will actually hurt you. And then your guys will just finish the lizards off after the first attack kills the Gigas. But you don't ever want to like attack the lizards first. And Wimplo got a level, so he has max health now, which is cool. The door is here, and this is why I didn't see it, because it blends in with the walls really kind of crazy. And I think it was late at night too. You run up here, at this intersection you turn right. Again, Fire Gigas, Fire Gigas, Fire Gigas, Fire Gigas. I made the mistake earlier on, like, oh, I'll put one guy to attack him, and that'll make sure he dies. But again, it's random who attacks first, so you just want to make sure that everyone's first target is him, and then they'll just finish off the other guys. It's hot in here. And I don't mean on the fire floor, I mean in this room. Go over here, run, 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 nothing else in this room, and then you go down at this intersection ahead. Fire Gigas, Fire Gigas, Fire Gigas, Fire Gigas. This floor, it's a joke. It's really easy. The path is short, it's quick. The enemies are nothing to worry about. They give pretty good experience. And then the Fiend you fight is probably the easiest one, other than Lich. She's pretty simple. I think she'll die in 1 or 2 attacks. Lava Worms, like even these are not that threatening. They're like lesser versions of the purple worms you fight on the first floor when you first get here, if you run into one of those. Which hopefully you do. They're easy to kill, and they have more like experience than white dragons, I think. The reason white dragons suck is because they use that blizzard attack on you. And if you're not ready for it, it'll do a ton of damage. Go over here. Shit. We were getting lucky on enemy encounters for a while, but now they're kind of adding up. Kill a Gigas. Gets kind of boring on this floor. The next floor is easily my least favorite because you get attacked by like groups of 7 or so, and they're not strong enemies, but it's just the fact that it's 7, and you know, with this team you have a hard time dealing with huge crowds. And then you go up 1 more step, I think, and we'll fight the boss. Marilith. Oh no! We had some lava worms in our way. They did a little bit of damage. And if you keep your health around 700 or 800 throughout, you should be fine for every boss, and then you'll have a good bit left to kind of... It lets you, if you keep around 7 or 8, it lets you kind of soak damage for a while without worrying about healing, and then you have a ton of potions left to heal yourself up to max. And our next step should be Marilith / Carrie. Kali. Here she is. Punch, punch, punch. I've not ever killed her in 1 hit. Usually it's 2. So, well, technically 20 hits. 2 attacks, 2 turns. Not even 2 turns. So that's 2 fiends down. And we haven't used many potions yet at all. Okay, and this is also one of the more confusing floors to navigate because there's a lot of different rooms that you can check out. This is what I mean. There's, what, 8 enemies here? So at this team you kind of have no real choice but to do Thor's Hammer, gauntlets, and then just kind of attack whatever. The scorpions will die from the 2 bolts, so you leave the bolts, you leave them to bolts. And then you want to focus your physical attacks on snakes and trolls, because they'll survive the bolts, usually. Now the snake's dead. It just sucks when the scorpions get to attack before both bolts, because they actually do a little bit of damage. They can. Gauntlets. Tang seems to be a bit stronger in its physical attacks, maybe? I don't know. And now you can just kind of do your usual. Splitting everything up, kill them real quick, and move on. The Kraken on this level, he can be a bit of a pain too, because he can attack a lot, but hopefully... Okay, you want to come all the way over here to this wall, go down, go into this door, not the other doors. Those are a waste of your time and they lead you to nothing you need. dead ends or guild treasure. Go over here, come up, turn right, through here, left. And if you get that far without an encounter, it's really nice. And this is a really nice encounter to see too, because you can finish it quick. And the deep eyes give a good bit of experience for some reason. They're like garbage enemies, but they give a lot of experience. White shark's easy. 1400 XP later, we can move. I wonder if this say nothing. And you go down to the right. And then you fight Kraken in this hallway a lot sooner than you would think you would. You think you would fight him like near the stairs, but you don't. You fight him like in the hallway. Thor's hammer again. I want to kill the snakes, I think. And again. Snakes with bats. Snakes with bats. Trolls. Being assholes. Jesus, 40 damage. 60 damage. Okay, he's going to need healed before we fight the Kraken. Or he'll die. And we need Chosen. He's one of our better guys. So that worked out almost perfect. Yeah, we're in good shape. Now, if you're lucky, so this should be Kraken, I think. I think that's his tile. Yeah, here he is. If you're lucky, look at his little cape. He's so stylish. If you're lucky, as I say again, he'll just do his ink attack, and you'll just kill him in one turn. If you're unlucky, he'll actually attack you. If you're really lucky, he won't even get a turn because you punch him twice and he dies. There we go. Perfect. This is going very well. Again, there's always the chance that the fiends will get to attack before you can, because I swear speed is not a thing that factors into attack-like turns. But this is working well. 500 more XP, no money. Not that we need it. We have like max. Okay, I think if you go down here, that's the way to the Masamune. We don't need it. So we're going to just go over, over. And the path here is really short too to get to Tiamat, so like you don't have to worry about too much. This could suck. I've never seen this encounter here before, actually. I usually can get right to Tiamat without anyone trying to fight me, actually. And of course, they're like attacking me first. And vampires do a lot of damage, so you don't really want to fuck around with them too much. They're one of the more annoying parts of the Mirage Tower that leads to the Flying Fortress. If you're low level, like they give good experience, but they can be a bother because they'll kill you quick. And that's one of the dungeons where the game starts to feel like a Souls game, because your potions will run out and you will have to bail. Like halfway through you'll be like, oh, I'm out of potions, I need to run away, and you have to turn around. And since you don't have any warp spells, you do have to be like, oh, I have 30 potions, can I make it back to the start alive? It gets a little grindy with this team towards the end. Which I guess is only fair because the whole rest of the game was a cakewalk. And I'm still low level. And I think Tiamat's right over here. Yeah, this should be her. Yep. And a few attacks later, she should be dead. And she can kind of be mean too. She can do like party-wide lightning bolts and stuff. But again, you might get lucky, and 3 attacks will do it. And she'll never get a chance. We're in very, very good shape going into this last boss fight, by the way. We have a ton of potions left. We got really, really lucky with our random encounters. We got lucky with every fight, like turn-wise. Okay, then you up. I missed. I missed my turn. And now I have to fight. See what I mean? You get, oh shit. Now they're going to strike first. Okay, waste your turn, please. Good. Okay, I'll take it. Cool, waste your turn again, thank you. It's a cool looking spell. I guess we'll leave one vampire alive. I don't know what dragon zombies can do other than attack, but I don't want to find out if they can do anything else. I should have just killed the vampires. They do a lot of damage. Look at this. Ugh, 60 damage. See what I mean though? When you start getting hit, it adds up really fast on this team. when you can only heal 20 at a time, 99 times. Too much damage, and you quite simply can't be healthy enough for Chaos. Chaos isn't hard. He's kind of a wimp, and now see, we're home free. He's really not very strong for our last boss, in my opinion. But even look at all the potions we have to use just to get this team back like up to speed. We could probably do it with 700 health. Anyway, the first time I did this, I had, I think, 3 party members left. I didn't win. The first time I got to Chaos, I had 3 party members. One of them was like critical condition. I made the mistake of having him be the one to use my white robe to give me like Invis 2. And he died before he could even get that off. But I still survived like 3 turns with like really weak party members. And I swear Chaos is almost dead. So then I went back and I grinded like a few more levels. And we're just going to use up all of our potions because we're not going to use them in the battle. The other time, Tang was dead. And I got through the fight pretty easily with just the 3 of these guys. So you just go down here. Fun fact, this room is like a pentagram with all these like pillars and stuff. And here's Garland. What's he doing? What's he got to say? You do look familiar. Don't remember me? It's Garland. Like, he's so matter of fact. It's Garland, remember? You see the little 4 fiend statues, and he's going to tell us what's going on. This is like the whole story of the game is right in this like last 20 minutes when you talk to those bats and like talk to Garland. This is it. It's just like, oh, this is why I'm the last boss. For some reason, they sent him back in time, and it resurrected him somehow. Oh, say the boys. That's interesting. And he sent the 4 fiends into the future somehow, and so it's just a time loop. Like, it really doesn't make any sense, but it's okay. It doesn't have to. Oh, you're Chaos. So here comes Chaos. He's big and fancy, and we're on the precipice of the abyss. So we'll attack, 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 and you want one guy to use the white robe. I don't know why. Just what it says to do, so I'm going to do it. You don't really need all 4 attacks anyway. He's a chump. And he does use party-wide attacks, so it's the only thing. Everyone alright? Everyone doing okay? Yeah, see, look how much damage Tang took from that. Double what everyone else took. But it's, ooh, see, that's a mistake you'll make too if you start mashing too quick. You'll make him use the white robe again. I honestly think he'll be dead after this turn. Oh, we got an attack off. Wow, kind of strong. I wonder if the white robe helps with that. And that's it. That's the last boss. That's Chaos. He's dead. And he sinks down into nothingness. Pretty simple. Pretty cut and dry. Ooh. The controller vibrates like crazy while he dies. Things keep happening. He takes a long time to go. Then you get a nice little ending. This is your ending. It takes a long time too. But you get the little ending theme. It's pretty nice. It's a nice little ending. Wraps everything up for you. It does repeat itself a lot. A whole lot. It just keeps talking about 2,000 years in peace and the warriors in peace and warriors, and nobody will know who they are, but they'll remember, and there's 2,000 years. It needed to only be peace was restored, and I would have been happy. I don't know, it's not a bad ending. I don't know what the trivial misunderstanding is. I think Garland in the lore was like shunned by the king, so he like got mad, and that's why he kidnapped the princess. I felt really, really satisfied the first time I beat it. But now that I've done it a few times, it's very easy. if you level enough. Next year, I might try with a different team. So maybe I'll do a Let's Play for FF1 then. I'll finish with the 8-bit team, and we'll see if it changes very much. See if the game's harder or easier with magic. The good thing about this team, like I've said the whole time, is that they just deal so much damage that not even most bosses, no boss stands a chance. There's nothing in this game that can stand up to this team in like a pure, fair fight. If they're weakened, yeah, they can get like one shot pretty quick because they have no healing, but they just win through sheer offense. When did it all begin? Like, see, it just keeps going. But I like this little ending scene. It's peaceful. I like the blue. The blues, pink clouds. 4 warriors were chosen. And then you just keep going and going. Fun game though. FF1's a lot of fun. If you've never played it, you really should. It's not for everyone. It's very old, but it's cool. It's really replayable too because of all the different party compositions you can have, if you don't mind grinding a little bit every time. And it's really advanced for like a game from '87. There's so much. There were a lot of times in the videos that got corrupted that were lost where I was just so surprised by like how cool the game was. I know this is a PSX version, so like the graphics and things are enhanced, but like the core gameplay is the same as NES, and it just yeah, it feels ahead of its time, and I think maybe that's why it was such a success. It's a really cool game, really good, and I'm excited to try FF2 next. I've not ever played it, but that'll be coming soon. I'm gonna start that up maybe later tonight. We'll see how that one goes. Never forget, the light of this world must always be guided in the right direction. Unlike the karate boys who go the wrong direction all the time. And it's kind of nice. It leaves you with this little message. You know, a crystal shines within every heart. So you too are a light warrior. Oh, and this is nice. A crystal gleams within your heart too, for you are the one who fought the battle spanning 2,000 years. You know, it's kind of like a, hey man, you did good coaching those karate boys. You did good somehow getting here with your team of 4 white mages. Something I'll never do. I'll never play a white mage team. That sounds like torture. You know, like, I'd like the world to be blessed with light for... Oh, and the little birds fly. You get a little animation, and then it fades to white. And that's the ending. It goes to credits. And, you really just see, like, a lot of other stuff. So we're not too interested in that. So we'll cut it here. That was FF1. I hope everyone watching, all 3 of you, enjoyed it, and I will see you all in Final Fantasy